The jobs that government creates besides the military are government jobs. They do create a lot of jobs, and unfortunately too many jobs are being created right now by the government. We see that Lansing and DC are growing way too out of control. Our government's not just too big in size but in scope. The question gets to what can government do to encourage an environment for an entrepreneur to create jobs, and I believe the government can. It's clear. I go around this district every day and I talk to businessmen and women and say, I'm not expanding my restaurant or my factory or creating permanent jobs. I'm hiring temporary workers because I don't know what the future holds. And what I mean by that is I don't know if government's going to pass this cap and trade. I don't know what President Obama's going to do in his, as far as when the Bush tax cuts expire. Is he going to make them permanent or is he going to let them expire? I don't know what the future holds for me, and so you create an uncertain atmosphere for businesses, and so they're stagnant right now. For me, what I would like to do when and if I get the privilege to go down to DC is first thing I would recommend and insist upon is not just cutting, but getting rid of the capital gains tax. That is a 15% tax right now that everybody pays when they grow. President Obama, I think, wants to turn that into 40%. We should get rid of it altogether. Encourage growth right away. I would also get rid of the estate tax. It's an onerous tax that is un-American. You pay taxes your whole life and then your children have to pay a 50% tax when you die. That needs to go away forever as well. One thing President Obama does have right is he wants to stop all discretionary spending for 3 years. I agree with that as far as he says when it doesn't deal with national security. We need to stop the out-of-control spending that's going on right now in Congress, and the Republicans were just as guilty early on. Unfortunately, we gave the Democrats the ability to say that they were more fiscally responsible than the Republicans because the Republicans weren't being conservative fiscally when they were down there. They got out of control. It was one big party. Now, when the Democrats got in control, they couldn't help but being Democrats, so they were spending and taxing, to the tune, I think, of 8 years. All the spending combined of President Bush doesn't equal or far exceeds, I think, almost 8 times the 15 months that President Obama's been in office.
So, thank you.